Stay tuned. In this healthy dog treat recipe, I'm going to teach you how to make some rainbow cubes.
Have you ever heard the phrase, eat the rainbow? We're going to work on that concept with our DIY recipes for our dogs. Today I'm going to show you how to make 6 different combinations of the rainbow for our dogs. When we're trying to feed our dogs or ourselves healthy foods, when we're looking at fruits and vegetables, the color of that fruit or vegetable can help us learn what might be beneficial in that particular food. For example, we're going to use red cabbage in one of our recipes. Red cabbage and other red-purple foods, they tend to have more antioxidants than some other colors. Red and yellow bell peppers actually have more vitamin C than their counterpart, the green bell pepper. Don't skip that green bell pepper. It's higher in vitamin A and has lutein and can help reduce the risk of eye disease. So don't always pick one color over the other. So remember, variety is the key to success. And with all of Dexter's recipes and meals and add-ons, it's all about rotation and moderation. So even though these are nice little cubes, they're not something that he's going to get every day. They're going to be part of his nutritional rotation. And don't forget, when you're introducing new foods to your dog, go slow. So maybe a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, see how he does, and then maybe add a little more the next time. So let's get into Dexter's kitchen and get going. So we have a blooper here. So as you can see, we already have a blend going on. Silly camera didn't turn on, so you didn't get to see me putting the ingredients in here. But I still want to continue. So what we have in here is 1 red pepper, which is about 7 ounces. Take out the seeds, cut it up, put that on the bottom because it has lots of liquid. Then we have 9 ounces of raspberry and then 4 ounces of strawberry. So those are our 3 ingredients that's going to be in this healthy frozen snack. And it does smell really good. We're still blending away before I realized the camera wasn't recording. So let's keep blending. I think we need a little stir here. I'm going to get this as incorporated as possible. And wow, this smells so good. So once we have our frozen little snacks, you will probably want to enjoy this as well. So when you have that frozen little cube, just toss it in your glass of water. Yummy. Alright, I think she's done. Now, the consistency might look a little different than yours because I used frozen strawberries and frozen raspberries because that was the only way I could find organic. I couldn't find fresh organic raspberries or strawberries. And then silly me, I didn't thaw them first. So it's kind of got that thick ice cream. Oh, yum. That thick ice creamy kind of look to it. Maybe we put this on an ice cream cone or just straight out into the bowl. All right, let's try. It's healthy. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I could definitely see myself chomping on that. Now for humans, for people, I mean, it's definitely sweet enough. I am a chocolate-aholic, so I may add chocolate to it. Could totally eat that as a frozen treat for myself. So again, these were frozen, so that would make a good frozen snack. So for Dexter, I'm going to put this into different molds, put it in the freezer 24 hours. Once they're frozen, I'm going to pop them out and put them in another container, label them so I know what's inside of them. And it'll be incorporated into Dexter's calories. So it's part of his nutrition. So when you see him eating those frozen yappy hour snacks, these are the things that are inside. You know I had to do it. I had this heart mold, so I have to at least do 1 tray of hearts. Obviously I don't have enough to put up this whole mix. And when we do our silicone molds, again, we want to put them on a cookie sheet so that we have some stability when we put them in the freezer. You're going to fill your molds up with your mix, put it in the freezer, 24 hours, pop them out. So we're starting with 2 organic oranges. I've taken the skins off and removed all the seeds. So we're going to put that right in the blender. Oranges provide a lot of moisture, so our moisture-rich foods are on the bottom, makes things blend much easier. Then we have 2 ounces of carrots, and we are using the orange carrots today. So we'll plop those in. Now the next ingredient may look green, raw pumpkin seeds, but the pumpkin's orange on the outside, so we're gonna count that as orange. So I have 1 tablespoon. Now I want to pulse this up first. I want to get this into a powder. So I have a coffee grinder. That's not for my coffee, but it's for Dexter, of course. So I'm going to put that in there, and we'll hit it. Alright, so I'm going to take these raw pumpkin seeds, dump them right in there. Next up, I have half of a tablespoon of goji berry powder. So pop that in. We're going to put the lid on it and give it a twirl. So the next thing is I do want to freeze these into small little portions so that again I can pull them out and use them as needed. You guys want simple, you got simple. 2 ingredients in this yellow treat. We have 1 yellow bell pepper. And it's been cut, the seeds have been removed, and 1 is about 7 ounces. So we'll put that in there. Next, we have 2 ounces of yellow carrots. 2 ingredients. You know what's next? Blend her up. Fill the mold and then transfer it into the freezer. So greens up. So blenders first. So liquid. Today we are going to use 1 cup of a liquid, and today's liquid of choice is raw goat's milk. Alright, and this raw goat's milk came locally from a local farmer. The most liquid foods on the bottom to build up so that it's easier to incorporate and blend. Next we have 1 avocado. Avocados are safe for dogs as long as you're not giving them the seeds or the skin. They are high in fat, so again, rotation, moderation, and if you're ever uncomfortable about a food, don't add it. Do a little more research, talk to your dog's vet, but we're adding 1 avocado, which is about 3 ounces. Next, we have 2 ounces of celery, and this will be very fibrous, so moderation is key, because if you give too much, it can definitely cause a gut ache. Next, we have 2 ounces of cabbage, 2 ounces of Brussels sprouts, and 2 ounces of broccoli. Both the flowers and the stems, I just remove any of the really hard parts. Alright, so there we are. We're going to put our lid on and get her mixing. So it's time for some blue, kind of like our blue skies. So Dexter may be snorting again. He loves it when I'm in the kitchen. So you might hear a little snort here and there from Dexter because he always thinks he should have samples. So pretty easy again. We're going to continue down our colorful rainbow path with blue today. So we are going to be using 6 ounces of blueberries, and I was able to get nice, fresh, organic blueberries. 6 ounces of blackberries. I know. They're technically not blue, but they'll work. So we'll pop them in there. And just for another fun kick, we're going to do a half of a cup of raw goat's milk. He said, please, Mom, let me have a sip. And you know the drill. 1, 2, 3, let's give it a spin. So we're going to fill our molds, put them in the freezer. So this one is going to give Dexter his roughage. So it's 4 ingredients. 1 was pre-prepped, and that is this right here. So I have a half of a cup of Dexter's rabbit bone broth that I made, and I'll put the link to the video below, along with 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. And then I let that soak about 8 hours today. So, and it can soak longer than that. The longer it soaks, the more it's going to absorb that broth, and it's just easier to digest when things are absorbed like that. But you don't have to, so if you don't pre-plan, you can always just add the chia seeds by themselves. Won't hurt your dog. If you haven't pre-planned, and I'm guilty of that too, you can actually take those chia seeds and put them in a coffee grinder to burst them up a little bit more, and that'll even be even better. It's always best to put the most liquid thing on the bottom. So this is organic purple kale, and we're adding 3 ounces. Our red cabbage, 2 ounces. But let's face it, it looks purple. And we're gonna give it a blend. And again, I may need to stop and add some extra bone broth. Alright, so it says it's done. So I like things to be a little more pureed and blended, especially these tough vegetables, because it's easier to digest for our dogs. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more broth. Alright, so we're gonna try half of a cup. It says a cup, but it has a line, so we're gonna do half. When you're creating recipes, you don't know what's gonna happen. It's all trial and error, and that's okay. So we're gonna fill the cubes, put them in the freezer. Well, everything came out successful. We have a rainbow of selections for Mr. Chatty Cathy back there. All right, now I don't normally give Dexter frozen cubes. Normally I thaw them and then put them in a yappy hour treat, and then he eats them. Or they're thawed and put right on his food. But he's been so good over this past week. Alright, since he's been so good, I'll let him try. Now I don't normally give him frozen snacks like this because of the choking hazard, so chew, chew, chew. That was a good chew. That was a good boy. It's like, more, Mom. If you enjoyed this video, please give Dexter a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so that you can be notified of upcoming videos. And if you want to dive deeper into your dog's behavior, training, and care, check out my Patreon page. The link is below. Until next time, remember to pause and enjoy life, and we'll see you in the next video. Say bye-bye. More snacks, Mom.